Hello, hello, it's Burbo. So it's been a funny old week. It's been really hot for most of the week. It's cooled off a bit today, but it's been really, really hot. And that always knocks me for six a little bit. So last week I was feeling a little bit jaded. I was feeling like everything was a little bit tired and I needed to kind of pep things up a little bit. I had some orders and I had some business coming in, but I was just feeling a bit kind of like I was just going through the motions. Pulled myself together, wrote some notes, did some planning, because there's so many projects that I've been wanting to do for so long, and I thought, right, I need to sit down, give myself a day when I sit down and actually write down the things that I want to achieve and the things that I want to do within the House of Burbo. I've been writing some notes and I've been thinking about the two book projects that I've always wanted to do. And I've actually concentrated and sat down and some brainstorming and actually got myself into some kind of system of how I'm going to write the actual content for these books. And then the studio space and the boutique was looking a little bit muddled. I do love maximalist. I love everything to be quite overwhelming when you come in. A bit kind of like sensory overload. I love that feeling when you go in somewhere and you don't know where to look first. So I've updated my work area. I've moved some shelves from the shop into the work area and built myself a whole new desk space. So here's the desk with all my machine and everything. And then I've put some shelves here with all my reference books. And I've still got my shelves there, but it's just made it a more comprehensive kind of work area. And then of course it's curtained off, and I can use that as a fitting room as well. So really pleased with that. Move these shelves to here to create a little kind of display there. This corner was becoming a bit of a nightmare. I had a rail here where that mirror is, and then just boxes full of fabric, and it was really getting me down. And then the purchase of the week was this Victorian chaise. I've always wanted a proper chaise, and now I've got one. It was a very, very good deal off Facebook Marketplace, and I'm really, really pleased with it. So now I've got more seating in the boutique. And that's actually going to come in for one of my new projects, which I'm going to be revealing shortly, about bringing people into the shop. So really, I just love this chaise. It's gorgeous. All of that was just by Monday. Then on Tuesday, I needed to go fabric shopping. So I went into Birmingham City Centre. It was the most glorious day. It was beautiful. I think it was probably the warmest day of the year so far. But there was a lovely breeze. It wasn't too hot. I did a bit of visiting. I went to visit a friend's shop. down on the Bristol Road, and then cut through to the markets and then down to Barry's Fabrics. I went to get the fabric, and then I had a mooch around the market. I had to get some tartan from Barry's for an emergency order. There's a lovely lady who'd messaged me on the Sunday and said that she wanted one of my tartan pieces, the Outsider Deluxe, by the following Monday. So I knew I had to get it to her before the end of the week because it's a bank holiday on the following Monday. There'd be no delivery, no mail delivery. And then I came straight back to the boutique to start work on the piece. I also had 2 cyan orders this week, which was quite bizarre because I don't normally get tartan dress orders so close to spring. I have actually done a TikTok about the weight of tartans because people do sometimes make the assumption that they're going to be quite a heavy fabric, when in fact they're somewhere between. The way I describe it is lighter than a denim, heavier than a cotton shirt, because they're a viscose and some are a viscose wool mix, so they're not very, very heavy. They're basically a pure dress fabric, and I just wanted to make that clear because I didn't want people to not be ordering because we're going into springtime and thinking that it would be too heavy. So this is probably about the same weight as my cotton shirt. This is like a brushed cotton and it's a raw cotton, so it's about the same weight. I'm also desperately trying to get to photograph these new pieces that I've made, which will be ready to wear on the website and the Etsy store, but I just can't seem to get round to it. I've been having so many orders to make up. This fabric is just sensational. Another sheer kaftan, and this fabric is just so beautiful, and I've done this as a Nina Deluxe. With the kimono sleeve that's draped. Absolutely stunning. But I'm going to get round to actually photographing them, and then I'll make a full video of the individual pieces. So my whole kind of like restructuring of my space was inspired because I'd actually been looking at shop spaces, because as you know, I'm on the first floor here at this building, which isn't ideal. And also I'm in Chaise-Ing town centre, which is about 8 to 10 miles out of the city centre. Do struggle if people want to come from out of the West Midlands to see me. Obviously they've got to go into the city centre and then back out of the city centre again to come over to Chaise-Ing. So I'd been looking at shop spaces and I'd been looking at other options. Now, shops are ridiculously expensive. I'm not saying that as being tight-fisted. I'm not saying that as somebody who couldn't afford a shop. What I'm saying is that for what you get, the space wise, what you get, and location wise, shops are ridiculously expensive. I don't know where landlords get their prices from. They're shockingly expensive. And if anyone takes offense at that, I don't care. Tough. You're literally robbing people. So I do have a plan. I've always got a plan. I do have a plan, which will be revealed when I can expand and when I can be in more than one location. That's all I'm saying. My lovely friend Karen brought me these lovely plants, hanging plants with the hangers. This little gent here. How sweet are they? So I'm going to get back to my orders and writing my notes. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.